Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at Tesla, IBB, Twilio, Ntes, and Gilead. We're going to follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frame. Well, probably just the daily, weekly. The monthly, we're really new into the month, so we'll follow the daily and the weekly time frames, and we use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get into Tesla daily chart. We came right into the 618, the moving averages, and if you look at the weekly, he came into the 50 and the 20 MA up in here as well. That's why we went short yesterday for just a day trade. In and out. We actually pulled it back, covered it, went straight back up, did it again, came back down like $2 and we took it off. Quick trade, in and out, one day for some pretty good money actually. Today we sold off a little bit more. Nothing crazy. What were we down? 229. So this area of resistance is holding right now, holding it back. Let's see if we can consolidate a little bit more for a pop up. Or do they gap it up on some news or something and go over this area? They're going to have to gap it up. For this thing to get through here, the markets are going to have to rally, and this thing's going to have some news. This is big resistance, and if it does, we're going right here into the 220 area, and then possibly up into this breakdown area around 227. Weekly chart, same thing. Nice inside bar, retraces up to the 618 until it gets above this big inside bar right around the 220 area. I think this one's going down. And now we have 6 weeks sideways into big resistance. Man, that's setting up good. SPY starts to dump. This thing's going to go right to this the 200 moving average, right around 188, 189. And then who knows? I think we're going to go down and fill this gap, possibly. But we'll have to follow it. The SPY sells. It's all over for everything. If the SPY just kind of floats, then these stocks will do whatever the hell they want to do, or whatever institutional money wants it to do, so they could pay less out on the options, basically, or just basically screw people. IBB, let's go back to the daily on the IBB. I got on this one right back into the 300 number, couldn't hold it, right back down, little bearish pattern, only 2 days consolidation, boom, now we're going 3 days below the MAs. I'm thinking this thing's setting up to go down to double bottom, fill this gap down in here right around 276.58. We're going to see how this pattern plays out. Needs to get above the MAs. If it gets above the MAs, then we'll possibly go back up. Maybe to 300, maybe they do the one up, one down, one back up, and then the dump possibly. So we'll have to see what this does. Let's see if we stick a retrace in here. Let's go back. So if it retraces up a little more, you're looking at here to 618, right around 294.95. Let's see if we can retrace up into the, look at that, that's in the top of this candle. So if you're not short the IBB, it comes back up here. You can start adding here, start adding more to 300, but you got to follow the SPY trade because everything at this point is a market trade. If the SPY goes up, this will probably go up. The SPY goes down, everything's going to go down. Weekly chart. Weekly chart, same thing. Let's pull this out. Remove drawings. So same thing. Up, down, down. Wait. Up, down into the 50 MA. If you're bullish, it needs to stay above these MAs. If you're bearish, it needs to start closing below the 50, the 20, and the 200. Then I think we're going to double bottom and then possibly lower. We'll each day gives us a new piece of the puzzle, so we'll have to reevaluate this one. This is a weekly. We got to see where it closes on Friday, so you can't really. Right now, it's still above the moving averages, so still in a strong stance. Let's see the IBB. Let's go to Twilio. Twilio, what a dump today. Let me tell you, that was awesome. And here we go. But we have some 20 MA support. We have this trend line here right around 60, 68. Really, that's right. Well, no, you got this pivot high here. Or tried to break out, came back in, broke out through. So you're going to have some support in this area too. So I wouldn't doubt if this one goes sideways and then the next sell-off. Unless the market's dumped, this will gap below. And I think we could possibly go to 57. But ultimately, I think we could go down to 53.96 or so. But we got to see. This is some pretty good selling here, guys. Off of a pivot high, which has some more acceleration, possibly if the markets sell, to come back in a double bottom or the 50 MA. Or even come into 618, 750. Than this guy here right here. Let's go to the weekly just to see what this looks like. There's not a lot on the charts here because this was a new issue, but then yeah, we had the topping tail too on the daily as well. But we have a little topping tail here as well, so be careful with this one. If we do close down in here, we engulf this candle all the way and close below, then we'd be looking for maybe a bear setup and then more selling. But ultimately, if you could get below this 56.67 on a closing basis on the weekly, then I think we're definitely going down to the 52, possibly the 50 area. So be really careful with this one. It's another high-flying IPO. Don't get stuck holding the bag up in this area. Once it did not get, it did not confirm above this pivot here. It's just getting people in so it can dump in their face. And that's about it. It's sad, and I hate to see that, and that's why I'm doing some live stuff. I'm bringing people into my YouTube area, or my YouTube channel, whatever you want to call it, and we're doing some live stuff during the day. We've done it about 4 or 5 times, and it's been fun. People give me symbols. We go over them. We try to figure out which way these stocks are going, and we talked about this one, and we talked about a little more downside, and it was down $4.08. Great trade. We started adding up in here, pulled back, and took it, and take the money and run. That's what we do here. Get the heck out and take the profit. On to the next one. There's thousands of stocks to trade. Why would you want to sit in one and wait? Take the money and say thank you very much. All right, so Ntes, this one's been a bear, let me tell you. But it popped up, came back, inside bar, popped up again, almost filled the gap right here. I would have loved to have seen that. But let's stick a fib in here. So we have the fib. It's got to be a 750 or a 618. 750 right to there. So this could be the end of the road here. We're going to watch this one closely tomorrow. We did have some good volume, so maybe they had news or something to pop this thing up. Markets continue to sell. This one will go lower, I promise you. Weekly's not bad. I mean, we have a bullish pattern starting to develop, and at this point, I want to see it close above this high right here, the 254, 255 area on a weekly basis. If it closes above then we could possibly move higher. Until that point, then let's see if this thing will possibly pull back. Like I said, market sell, SPY, IWM, this one will definitely come in. All right, let's look at Gilead. Someone asked me to do this one today, so let's take a look at this one. We looked at this maybe a week ago. Just ugly. That's the weekly, daily too, I think. Yeah, I mean, they popped this above. I'm sure they got a lot of people on board. They always do. You have the big pivot right here, right at 82.13. Almost got through it, started rolling over. Boom, we're below all the MAs again. Technically, it's just in a weak position, guys. Let's see here. We got a pivot there. Well, we had some. You know what? Let me go to the daily. So right now, it's just weak on the daily. Needs to get above the MAs. But if this starts curling in the price, put it this way. If this double bottom cracks and it closes and confirms 76, 73, we are definitely going lower. Weekly chart. Weekly chart's holding on here. But look, I mean, down, sideways, bearish pattern at the lows, below the MAs, even on the weekly chart. So that's even a little more bearish. But ultimately, I think it's going right here. You got this pivot somewhere in there. You got this pivot. You got it where it came in, came down, came up, then broke out. So you have good support there. You have good support at this pivot here. Let's see if there's anything else down below. I mean, it could overshoot, maybe go to here. I mean, you got this area, and ultimately it looks like maybe a gap fill here, and then ultimately 46, so maybe 50 bucks. If it really starts to rumble, you got to look out. Especially biotechs. I mean, these things were high flyers. If this thing starts to crack, it's going to go. It's just going to fall like a brick. But yeah, I'm saying maybe 63, 69, and there you could possibly be a buyer on this one. Before we roll, let's just look at the monthly. I want to see where the moving averages are. So we have the movie. Yeah, gosh, we're below that too, man. So it needs to get above this 50 MA on a monthly basis. Then maybe, but we still have plenty of time. 63, 69. This pivot, 50 bucks ultimately. But just got to watch this one closely. Yeah, but it's getting ugly. It's getting below these MAs, 50s or 20s curling down in the price. Gotta watch out for that one. All right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. And I know I said that on the last video, but I have some errands to run here, and I got to head home. So, everyone, thanks again for watching my videos, liking them, giving me feedback. Send me email at stockbookie@gmail.com if you have any questions or comments or any charts you want me to look at. So far, so good, guys. We have got a couple trades out on StockTwits, and they are starting to come in. We're covering half or just closing them out little by little. And then we have swing trades on Twitter as well, and we're going to close a couple of those out tomorrow. We had some really good gains on them today. I was tempted to take them today, but I want to see if we could get one more day or 2 days of selling, and maybe some selling on Friday, because we did pull off the IBB a little bit early, and I was a little bit jerked on that one, but when that thing tanked, we took it off, and it tanked another couple bucks or $5. But anyways, that's trading, guys. You know, you can't win them all, and then you know, stuff like that. So, all right, guys, thanks again for watching. God bless. See you on the charts.